that was preferably a masculine name. So here she took the pen name of Action Bell. It published in December 1847 and again republished in a second edition in 1850. Agnes Grey is an autobiographical novel with strong parallels between its events and Anne's own life as a governess. Like Agnes, dear, gentle Anne was the youngest child of a poor clergyman. One of the most memorable scenes from the novel, in which Agnes kills a group of birds to save them from being tortured by Tom Bloomfield, was taken from an actual incident. Now this scene happens in the novel Agnes Grey. That incident took place in December 1839. Like Agnes, Anne was dismissed. Agnes is the daughter of a clergyman. Her mother was born to a rich family. She decides to marry a man with no wealth. During the Victorian age, women wants to marry to a person with a wealth. And if a woman decides to marry a man who is a poor, then she is disinherited by her father. So woman has to lose her heritage. Then she schools her daughters at home, and Agnes' father loses his little savings. Agnes decides to help the family, and then she becomes a governess. In her first job, Agnes is in charge of unmanageable children. The boy hits, kicks, and bosses Agnes around. He and his sister refuse to learn even the simplest tasks. So here we find the first job that the Agnes gets and works as a governess is a very difficult task. The parents of these unmanageable children, they will not allow Agnes to punish the children for their misbehavior. Agnes loses her job because she kills a nest of baby birds in order to keep the boy from torturing the birds. This incident I had mentioned that happened with Agnes in her own life. In her next job, Agnes is in charge of two older girls. Now these two older girls, they are not much more cooperative about learning. Agnes's attention is focused mainly on one of the girls, She is Rosalie Murray. Rosalie flirts with men and then she turns them down. She takes delight in crushing them, that means the man. Agnes finds her manner of courting as unnatural. During this time, Agnes meets Mr. Weston, the new curator at the church that she attends. She develops an admiration for Mr. Weston's religious and serious nature. Rosalie wants to win Mr. Weston's heart through her charm. But she is unsuccessful in her attempt to marry Mr. Weston. Then Agnes is forced to return home suddenly because she gets the news that her father passed away. She went home and then she chooses to help her mother to start a school. Agnes hopes to see Mr. Weston again when she returns to visit Rosalie in her new home. She learns that he has moved to a different church. Agnes busies herself in helping her mother to start her school. One day, while walking on the beach, Agnes is surprised when a dog that had been her pet at the Murray home where she had worked earlier runs up to meet her. Now she is surprised again when she discovers that this dog is accompanied by Mr. Weston. He has been searching for Agnes for a long time. Mr. Weston later asks Agnes to marry him and she accepts his proposal. So thus we find that at the end of the novel, Agnes does get Mr. Weston and they are married together. Next novel, The Tenant of the Wildfell Hall. The Tenant of Wildfell Hall is the second and final novel by Anne Bronte. It was first published in 1848 under the pseudonym Action Bell. Now if we look at the story, in the novel Helen Huntingdon arrives in the village where Gilbert Markham, a farmer, lives with his mother, sister and brother. Helen moves into an abandoned estate, and this estate is known as the Wildfell Hall. Now she moves here with her small son, and she gives her name as Helen Graham, and she has run away from her alcoholic, adulterous husband, Arthur Huntington. The main theme of the novel is alcoholism of a man who causes the downfall of his family. Helen Graham is the central character. She marries to Arthur Huntington for love. She finds him as a lecherous, violent, and alcoholic persona. Her house becomes hell for Helen. She leaves her home with her child and then seeks secret refuge in the old house of Wildfell Hall. When alcohol causes her husband's ultimate decline, she returns to care for him in total abnegation. Here the word abnegation, I want to mean it as a self-sacrifice. It is a kind of a self-sacrifice made by Helen for her alcoholic husband. And then she serves or takes care for him in a total self-sacrifice manner until his time of death. So here Helen doesn't run away from her responsibilities and her commitment to her husband. Today, the tenant of Wildfell Hall is considered by most of the critics to be one of the first sustained feminist novels. It is considered to be the first sustained feminist novels. Before we come to conclusion, I would like to say something about the Bronte sisters. Bronte sisters, through their work, created a great place in English literature. And we can do our conclusion with this particular conclusion that Bronte sisters constituted a separate literary group. This group has neither predecessors nor successors. We do not find Bronte line that exists among authors of realist and naturalist novels. Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights is widely regarded as a classic of English literature. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte has created its own place in English literature, and hence the tenant of Wildfell Hall was later recognized as a masterpiece of English literature. Thank you.
Samdhan, all Gujarat integrated classroom, સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.